What's up, everybody? It's your boy MC Magic and D, Power 98.3 in the casa, and we got the amazing Diego Luna.
How are you?
Muchísimo gusto, brother.
Mucho gusto, encantado. Gracias por estar aquí.
Welcome to Phoenix, Arizona.
Thank you very much.
Did you just get off the plane?
I just did. We've been touring. I was last night in San Antonio, during the day in Houston, the day before in Austin, at South by Southwest. We've been traveling all around promoting the film. But this is the first or second interview I do in Phoenix, so I'm glad to be here with you guys.
Bienvenido, estás en tu casa.
Gracias.
And if you need some food, some comida, or just let us know, because
right.
I know how to eat, bro. Go ahead, D.
And we're actually at a place where Cesar Chavez spent a whole lot of time in
Yes,
his
he
life.
did.
Actually, you were saying that he did one of the largest fasts here in Yuma, right?
No, it was in Phoenix. He's from
in
Yuma,
Phoenix.
but
He's from Yuma,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a place called Santa Rita.
I know.
Here, and I'm actually a big fan of Cesar. Even before when I heard the movie was coming out, I got so excited I was nervous. And so when I saw the movie last night at the exclusive, I was expecting a whole lot more cosas, like him winning the radio stations from the FCC and all that stuff. And so me quedé poco desilusionado. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted his whole life, but then I realized you only did 10 years.
Well, yeah, the idea is to concentrate in an achievement. You cannot pretend a film of an hour and 40 minutes to tell you the story of someone's life.
Exactly.
That's unfair. Otherwise it would be like just bullets of like, and suddenly this happened, and suddenly this happened. What I wanted it was like for you to understand how everything started. Because to me those 10 years are crucial, in whatever happened later. Those 10 years is when they send a message to this country that their story matter, that the issues of farm workers were the issues of everyone, because this is the community that was feeding this country and feeds this country today.
Amazing, yeah.
So to me it was important to think about this film for those who don't know who Cesar Chavez is or was, and the legacy of Cesar Chavez cannot be forgotten, and we have to make sure we all participate. So hopefully this film will draw the attention and the curiosity needed for people to go and do a cool research about not just Cesar but everyone around this movement, because there's a lot you can do today.
Of course.
People like Dolores Huerta are still out there fighting. So she's been helping us promoting the film, because this means a lot to them. This, if we remind young people that this happened and that they're capable of changing the reality they live in, and that it's important to participate and get involved and have an opinion and go out there and find those who think like you do. This place is going to change. And they sent us a fantastic message, and that's why I wanted to concentrate on the grape boycott, which is the message of organizing, how important it is to be well organized. I don't think we've been that well organized since then.
I see. And
as a community.
And the credit union thing I thought was kind of funny, but they made it work.
Yeah.
And it was their way to spread the news, the knowledge of that the movement was getting started. I do have a question for you, though.
Yeah.
As a Mexican from Mexico, how did this Mexican-American story, catch your eye or catch your attention, and you say, okay, you know what, for my very first English language directorial debut, I want to focus on this story?
Well, because it is a story that belongs to Mexicans, and I believe today it's a story that belongs to Latin America, and it belongs at the end to the world. It's a story that is universal. I don't think you have to be part of this community or you have to live in the States to understand. No, it's a very simple message of change being in our hands, of people connecting with other people. What's behind the boycott, it's a very simple thing, is they managed to connect with consumers. And they went out and said, our issues are your issues.
Exactly.
We're feeding you. So make sure when you buy a grape, you know what's behind this grape. And then it was mothers talking to mothers, and it was a mom saying to another one, well, behind that grape is the work of my 7-year-old.
That's right.
That cannot go to school. You want to be part of that? And mom said no. Every mother of this country said no way, and they stopped buying grapes. So to me, that's a story that needs to be heard in Mexico. Today, Mexico needs so much change, and this movement talked about non-violence. Wow,
There's a lot of violence in Mexico.
In Mexico and in the whole world. I
Yeah.
mean, today, a movement that talked about respect, being united, about ideas as the tool of change. I loved it.
Do you think that it's possible, actually, in Mexico, for like a movie like this to inspire the Mexican people to say, you know what, we're not going to stand for all of this trouble that's coming through the cartels and all this violence and the government being, you know, a little bit under the spell of the cartels or under the power of them? Do you think that if all of the people came together, they could go against something like that? Because it's a big power right now, the cartels, and that is just, it's a big thing in Mexico.
Yeah, I think it's a little more complicated than that, but I definitely think that if we as people would be connected, if we don't let indifference to rule our lives, we would be making this place a better place. Definitely, we need to be active. We need a voice. We need to be able to debate and reflect on where we live in, and make sure we do enough to just to leave our kids living a better life. You know, I just. At the end, my film is about that. It's about parents trying to give something better to their kids, you know. Right. The growers and the farm workers, they're all working for their families. It's just that the grower forgot about the farm worker, you know. The grower stopped thinking about the farm worker. It's a beautiful message of equality, you know. And
well, speaking of kids, Diego, I noticed that his oldest son, Fernando, and him had a little bit of a butt in the movie. How did Fernando feel about the end product?
He was very moved. He was he loved it. Apparently, he's very happy with the film, and not just him. You know, it was very important for us, the reaction of Helen.
Of course,
because I mean, Helen. She's a hero. Helen Chavez is Cesar's wife, and
it seemed like Helen in the movie was a lot more active than Dolores Huerta in the movie, and I remember it a different way when it was told to me. Dolores was every step of the way. She was like his backbone, but in the movie, it's Helen the one that's really his backbone.
Well, it's the thing is, and that happens obviously when you're so connected to something. But the thing is, the angle I'm telling the story from is the angle of the family.
Of course.
You know? There's many angles to tell the story from. I hope there's one day a film about Dolores Huerta. Yes. And I really hope there's one day a film about the longest fast, the 36-day fast.
Exactly.
And I hope, you know. So the thing is, you cannot ask the first film of someone to cover everything. I wanted to concentrate in two things. One, doing a film that would celebrate the journey of these people, and those who are still around would feel celebrated, but that would talk to young audiences, and that can tell someone that doesn't know anything about Cesar can watch this film and get out of there having an idea of what he achieved, and also a story that you can understand, you know, basically that you don't have to be part of his context to understand.
No doubt.
And then I didn't know very much about Cesar Chavez. Of course, you know, in history, in high school, and then college, you go through it a little bit, but not in-depthly. So for me, watching it, I didn't know all of the information that Magic knew. So I felt very satisfied with the glimpse of his life that I got, you know. Yeah. But you're right, there's no way to encompass somebody's entire success in an hour and 40 minutes.
No,
like, even if you read a book and the book turns into a movie, you're not going to get everything in the book.
It's a lot. It is a lot.
But also, if I tell you everything, suddenly the film becomes more of a history lesson than a film.
We'll do that for the History Channel.
Well, yeah, and what needs to happen in the cinema is you have to engage emotionally.
Yes.
So to me, the key to do that was to focus on the family, on the struggle of a family, and it is very unfair with all the other characters because you don't have time to go and
tell
see
everybody's story
and their families.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
who's behind Gilbert Padilla, who's behind Dolores Huerta had 11 kids.
Amazing.
Imagine telling that story. I mean, that's so many films, you know. If you
we're happy about it because they're Arizona people, and we're here in Arizona. We fight here in Arizona. We have, the immigration thing is big here, and it seems like the sheriff wants to kill every Latino. And I'm just saying, opinion-wise. Pero me están diciendo that we're taking too long.
We are taking too long?
I want to thank you, Diego. I'm a fan of your work.
Thank you very much.
My family's a fan of your work. And I just want to say that, continue to do it. If you make the story about the longest fast, I would love to write a song for it because I'm connected to Cesar, through my friend Jose Cortez, and I'll be going to the kids stay in school Cesar Chavez celebration again this year.
Oh, really?
Yes. And so
help us doing one thing. If March 28th we show everyone in this country that this story matters, that it has an audience, that cinema should be telling the stories of Latinos, that cinema should be celebrating our experience and who we are and our heroes.
Yes.
If we manage to send the message March 28th, I promise you there's going to be not just one, there's going to be 10 films about us and who we are and where we come from and what needed to happen for you and I, for you to be here. So we have to send the right message.
We got your back, bro. We got your back.
Cool.
We got the radio station. I got about 1 million followers. I'm going to tell everybody. Diego Luna said, go see it, cabrones. Vayan a verla.
Exacto.
¿Verdad?
I love it, man.
And like you told Conan O'Brien, no mames, güey.
No mames, vayan.
Gracias.
Gracias a ustedes.